This is for a school project. I'm taking a branding module right now. For the final assignment, we get to work on a brand of our choice. We get to create a brand. So I thought, why not just work on Nomademy instead of creating a brand from scratch? Since I've been wanting to rebrand Nomademy for the longest time anyway. The Cricut is amazing. I saved so much time thanks to this thing. Hand model. So I just filmed a video for Nomademy, but I wanted to take some time to just talk to you guys about my finals week. I was just telling my friend Jamie that this is officially my last week in university. I think I do have to come back to school on week 15. It's week 13 now, but it's just to tie up some loose ends, collect some of the assignments, and there's not much work that needs to be done in week 15. All of it is really crammed into this week. Later on, I have my Thai test and I have an NOC pitch with my friends. Yesterday, I did 2 presentations and 1 submission. So this week was just hectic and I didn't get much time to just sit down and talk to you guys. I think it's just so surreal that I kind of made it through university. Do you guys remember when I was crying in my first semester in uni because of computer science? But here I am with very different outlooks, very different perspectives, very different goals, very different trajectory, which is really amazing, and I really thank God for everything for this journey. I also do want to talk a bit about some of the assignments I did. So I took a typography module this semester and I submitted my final project yesterday. So it was very interesting. I really had so much fun with this module because it really had such a good progression from each project. In the first project, we were supposed to look at letter forms and just really understand the nuances of negative space and all these elements to each typeface. So I really grew in my appreciation for typography. The second project was really to use semantics in words. So for example, scream, then you would make the word really jagged and really coming at you, or big, then you want big, or pop, you want it to kind of almost you're able to hear the sound just by looking at the word. Project 3 was to come up with a poster. We had the text, but we were supposed to kind of decide the hierarchy, the colors, what we wanted to highlight or make more obvious in the poster. So that was really good exercise in hierarchy. And in project 4, we were supposed to come up with 3 posters, A3 posters, to kind of present our research on a particular typeface. So I did Segway or Sego, which is basically licensed to Microsoft. So I made my posters very Microsoft-like, and I think that really helped me do quite decently in that project, which I was pretty surprised about because the comments during class were so disparaging. In my final assignment, we were supposed to pick a 400-word abstract and then convert it into book or page spreads like this. So we were supposed to do 2 variations. I chose the boy in striped pajamas. So I started out really bad in this project. This was way too much barbed wire, and there's this thing called the squint test, where if you squint at a page and you realize that what's coming out is the barbed wires and not the words. What I did in my final submission, of course, is to reduce the barbed wire. It's a lot thinner, so when you squint, it's not as much of a problem as before. And for this, I think what the comment was that it's interesting. It has arresting power because you kind of stop and wonder why are these 2 symbols next to each other as equals? But you'll realize that is really key to the story of the boy in the striped pajamas. I think this worked out quite well for me, and I'm really thankful that it did, despite this being pretty last minute work. That is for the typography mod and what I can show you right now in person. I can flash some images of what I did for my branding module. So I presented the new Nomademy branding. I gave Nomademy a facelift. So these are just some images from the presentation and also some of the mock-ups that I did for Nomademy. I even made stickers, which was really very fun. I also did a presentation for my CNM mod on organizational leadership. This was a poster that I did. It is quite a lot of information, but I'll have to write an essay and submit it by preferably tomorrow. I also had one more module which I submitted earlier this week as well. This module was on electronic production and something something. Basically, it's a module to teach how to use Adobe software better, and I even learned Blender in this module, so I'm really super happy that I got to get my hands dirty with that software. First project, we were supposed to do a Photoshop of a homonym. So a homonym is for example, trunk, right? And then you have the elephant trunk and then the tree trunk. Or sunflower, the use of the word sun. Maybe you want to Photoshop the sun but with the flower, so it's like sunflower, something like that. In project 2, we were supposed to come up with a 2D illustration and then a 3D illustration of the same scene or the same theme. My classmates did such good work and I'm blown away, but anyway, this is what I did. It was an ode to my love for Yakun Kayatos. So I did a 2D Adobe Illustrator line art, and then I did the same thing in Blender for 3D, and I would say I'm pretty proud. I'm quite happy with how it turned out. For project 3, we were supposed to do a poster, a PSA poster, so I chose a generative AI and how it's being used for bullying. And for project 4, it was to create a campaign and different mock-ups around that PSA poster. But I think I got really good comments and feedback that if it's an online or digital kind of campaign or theme, then a lot of the mock-ups that I did should have been more digital. For example, maybe ads that show on YouTube or Facebook, rather than having it be physical. And the final submission for project 5 was to submit a book, basically our journal of a compilation of all the work that we've done across this semester, and we used InDesign for that. So I would say I got really good with InDesign this semester, and I'm so glad because I learned so many things this semester. Later on, I'm taking my Thai test, so that's gonna be pretty fun. Yeah, Thai is tough, and I think with languages it just takes consistent revision and effort, which I haven't been the best at, but that's what today is for. I'm gonna be practicing and studying later on from 3 onwards, because I have a meeting at 3. I'm gonna be studying and practicing, and then my oral test is at 6:40. I'm just rambling at this point, but that is that for me, rambling on about finals and what I learned this semester. I think this video will be finals week plus what I learned this semester, something like that, because I basically just recounted everything that I did for this semester in terms of projects.
Hi.
This is our team, all of us from the annual cities. We are able to do it. Thank you.
I'm gonna start with what you guys have decided to. Okay, not the first prize, but the first prize we're giving out. Okay, we've deliberated, we spent so much time, and so without further ado, let's get into the prizes. So, for third place for tonight, prize goes to
So this day was quite monumental, not only because it was my Thai final exam, which I was studying for, but also at night God granted me this really divine and powerful experience in my own walk with Christ. And I just wanted to take a moment to talk a bit more about it, because up till then I never really had such an encounter where I felt so strongly led by the Holy Spirit to go up to someone, to a complete stranger, to just check in if they're okay. Maybe in the past I've had a few promptings or urges to ask someone if they're okay, but never to this extent where I felt so strongly that God really wanted me to go up to this person. This is a screenshot that I shared with my friends on my close friends list on social media. I really wanted to take some time to talk about it because it really couldn't have come at a better time. The reason why I took Thai in the first place was because I felt like God was telling me to do missions, and when I asked God where and I asked God for some clarity, he told me Bangkok, Thailand specifically, which is why I took Thai. And this encounter that I had with this stranger really prepared me so well for my trip. Now that I've come back from it, I'll probably talk about it a bit more in the future, maybe, but I just wanted to share this experience on my YouTube as well. The next day was a really chill one. I just spent the morning working, and then I visited my friend's booth at La Salle, and then I went to Bugis to run some errands. I had my dinner, which is yakun kaya toast, no surprise. And then at night I had worship night, so it's always a great time praising and worshiping God with friends and community. Hopefully I'm in focus. I think that should be okay. But basically I submitted my final assignment or essay today, this afternoon, because it was due at 5 p.m. today. Today's Sunday, and then I went out to Bugis after that just to get this for the Fellowship Shop art booth that's happening next week. If you're still watching despite all my rambling, I really thank you so much. And it's just a really surreal feeling, like knowing that I'm finally done with university, and it was precisely NUS and my college vlogs that propelled me to where I am today. I mean, along with a lot of other things, but in terms of YouTube, that was really the thing that helped me attain like 10k subscribers. I remember my YouTube channel getting monetized when I was in year 1 through my computer science struggles, and here we are at 13k subscribers, which is so crazy to me because that's a lot of people. So I really thank each and every one of you for sticking around, and I'm really looking forward to this next chapter in life. And I guess that's all for this video. I pray that you stay safe, happy, and healthy wherever you are. Bye!